My name is Nigel Joyce. I farm at Uphouse Farm in Norfolk in England, and nowadays we have a large poultry unit where we have 840,000 birds. Hasn't always been like that. Always been an arable farmer up until 1995, a tenant arable farmer, and then that was a big change in my life because we got the opportunity to buy the arable land, and that led us to reducing our arable area and going into poultry, which I have to say has been the most exciting 16 years of my life.
My name is Stephen Hay. I'm a poultry farmer in the UK, based at Ross-on-Wye in Herefordshire. We have a site at Stratford-on-Avon where we have a biomass burner. The site is 381,000 birds, and we've installed there two 500 kilowatt burners.
The Irish Farmers Association is the representative body for all farmers in Ireland. We have 87,000 members across the country, ranging from dairy farmers to chicken farmers to free-range eggs. We have different executives working in different areas: environment, economics, the environment, animal health, and my area is pig and poultry producers.
One of the biggest problems is in Holland is that we have too much manure that we can place on the arable fields, and that's a very big problem because we have to export it to other countries, which costs a lot of money. So for poultry and pig producers, the amount of manure they have to pay for it. And if we can place manure as a renewable basic material, then I think we can solve a very big problem in the Netherlands.
For a number of years now, I've been looking at alternative use for my poultry manure, because years ago when fertilizer prices were low, it was difficult to get rid of it, and so I've been looking for a number of years, and the BHSL system came about. We did a full study on it, looked like the right thing to be doing, and yes, we did it some 2.5 years ago now, and it's been another very interesting period of my life. We're now supplying 90% of our heat requirements through burning our own poultry manure. Admittedly, that is under a special license from the Environment Agency at the moment as we go through a regulatory operation with them. But long term, we're hoping that we can get over that hurdle and burn poultry manure because it's working extremely well.
Between the financial crisis in Ireland, chicken has become sold at a very low, cheap rate, certainly not what the farmers deserve to be paid for it, and it's very hard for farmers to invest currently. But technology like this that could possibly improve performance, as well as create a saving in terms of the use of fossil fuels, is very important for sustainability purposes.
Very interestingly, after we got into the biomass burner at Wimpston Fields and started growing, we were asked to, we understood that we realised there were barriers against burning chicken litter through the burner, which is quite capable of doing and was permissible in Ireland but not in the UK. So we then got involved with working with NFU, talking to Environmental Agency to get a licence. Because of this, we were then asked to join the Supper Project, which would help to draw together people with knowledge in this subject and of an experience in handling such matters, with the help of some European money, was to help this technology develop and help to overcome and find ways round the legal and technical difficulties that are thrown up by working inside the European Union.
We think that kind of burners must be owned by the farmer, so you can produce cheap electricity for the farmer or other farmers in the neighborhood, and that's a big advantage. The farmer can earn something on his activities, and the biggest issue, of course, is that he doesn't have to make any no cost anymore to get rid of his manure.
What has astounded us is that we have in fact improved performance on the farm. We can only believe it's because we've been created a better environment for the birds. It's much drier. Yes, we are indirect heating instead of direct heating, and the benefits have been phenomenal. We have improved feed conversion up to nearly 6 points, and when feed is 65% of our total cost, any saving on that is absolutely huge for us.
The regulations are dragging behind the technology, and we're trying to get them in line with the technology that's available. It's perfectly safe to do, but you've still got to persuade the legislators to move on the subject. And it's something that is now where we are making progress now. Having had the results from the burners come through, the emissions from the burners are extremely good and very, very efficiently burning the material. We have that information which we're taking to Brussels, and they're quite impressed with it and are showing enthusiasm as opposed to just support. And we're very much hoping that this will give some quick movement in this subject.
The SUPPER project has passed through a number of tests as such to achieve funding through the Eco-Innovation Fund, shows that it is a viable technology, and IFA is not pushing one commercial technology over another. The involvement in terms of being able to get the figures and to be able to visit units where the technology is operational really gives, I suppose, me a clearer picture, and I'd be happy for IFA to participate in projects like this.
Of course, if we can sort out these regulations with Brussels and then the DEFRA in this country, the benefits are just huge for the poultry industry and the country as a whole. It's not just limited to us, because this applies to others. But we use, on the chicken farms, we use quite a lot of energy. We import energy in gas forms and in electricity. And if we can use the chicken litter to supply a lot of that energy, there is great benefits to not burning fossil fuels, to not having to import this from the country's point of view, but using a raw material that we produce on the farm to produce the heat. It has a lot of benefits.
What has astounded us is that we have in fact improved performance on the farm. We can only believe it's because we've been created a better environment for the birds. It's much drier. Yes, we are indirect heating instead of direct heating, and the benefits have been phenomenal. We have improved feed conversion up to nearly 6 points, and when feed is 65% of our total cost, any saving on that is absolutely huge for us.
For a farmer to be able to choose the best system, they need to take in all aspects, not just the cost-saving element, but also the performance and the welfare of the birds, the welfare of the staff, the ease of operation, and the fact that it's a proven technology. And I think anybody who has seen Nigel's figures here at Uphouse Farm can see the difference in performance between the crops previous to putting in the system and the crops that he has had since the system has been put in. The performance here is excellent, and it'd be great to see a working model under Irish conditions.
You have to have a love for what you're doing, and I do have that, but it's attention to detail. We work extremely long and hard on the farm to maintain very high levels of welfare for our birds, and of course in return they are happy and healthy in the sheds, and they return to us good performance, which is a priority in the job we do.